What's up, guys? I wanted to make a quick video showing off my portfolio. This is just what I have when, people ask, can I see some of your work? I just show this off to them. Just like other artists, I have my excuses about, I wish I had more complete work, or I wish I had more work that's in color, but I'll just show you guys what I got right now. Alright, first page. This is one of the characters I draw from time to time. This is an exaggerated perspective of her. So I have the huge head versus tiny feet. Just playing around with perspective from time to time. So I draw these a lot. And this down here, I could not get rid of this. This is the Red Ribbon Squad from Dragon Ball Z. I drew this when I was like 12 years old. And yeah, I just couldn't get rid of it. Found it and I just decided, why don't I just throw this in here? Show people when, because around when I was 12 years old, I started actually looking at pictures and not tracing them. I was drawing what I saw in the picture, and I saved that one because I like that one a lot. It gave me a lot of confidence in myself. These are pictures that I would do for not Valentine's Day, but the day after Valentine's Day, where the chocolate was half off. I had a friend that she loved to go and slaughter the chocolate when it was like half off, so she'd go and buy a lot of it when it was really cheap. And so if these pictures were in color, these guys running away, they would be like a brownish type of milk chocolatey color, and she's just going to town on them. And this is another one I drew for on another February 15th, and this is just the scene from Psycho. There's just one of the little chocolate guys taking a little milk chocolatey bath, and she's just there ready to slaughter him with this weird psychotic look on her face. This is just more of that same art from this with that same character in it. It's just weird character art. I don't even know what's going on in this one. Truth is, I do know what's going on, I'm just not gonna say. And this is the black and white version of it. But this was one of the times when I was just starting to work with Photoshop and color. So this is one of the earliest Photoshop jobs I had done. And so that's why I save the color. It's kind of cool how, when you look at it, the facial recognition actually recognizes the face. It's kind of a telltale sign that you're an artist, or you're getting good. Maybe. These are experiments that are not experiments, rather they were assignments that my teacher asked me to do. This is actually the first one. We were asked to draw 2 shapes and they would have to touch 2 sides. I forget the rest of the rules, but we were only allowed to use black and white, and I broke one of the rules by adding just 1 color. And I'll show you back at this first one. What I ended up doing was, at the time I was, making a comic book, and these were my characters, and what I decided was to make this the compilation of their character. Just basically, a lot of them look like they're tortured souls, but I'll just go through it real quick. This guy, he's here, he's smoking a cigarette. Got these ribbons going around his neck just as if he's arrested, or just holding him down. A bunch of cigarettes in the corner with some stippled smoke going all throughout the piece. There's an eye on the cross, and in the middle of the eye there's sin that's written there. So I mean, the piece itself, you just ask a lot of questions, and that's what I was going for. But this was the first one I did. And this is just another one of my characters looking up, hopeless, tears coming out of her eyes. Just would do a lot of confusing things and just like things that look like they come out of like horror movies and whatnot. Just to make the piece look a little bit eerie. That right there, I believe that says Oni, Japanese demon, devil. Don't know which one, I think it's demon. And this says Jesus, because I put the devil up there, I had to put Jesus somewhere, so, okay. This is another one. This one has more color than the other, but you know, I still stuck with that single color blue. This character's, his favorite color is blue. Every time I make a character, you know, give him, you know, favorite food, favorite color, things like that, just to personalize them in my head a little bit more. But first thing that stands out is this little Mickey Mouse watch, because everybody recognizes Mickey Mouse. And you'll notice, you know, he's glaring down at that watch. Like, you know, more and more. If you would know the story that I had written for this character, a lot of this would make sense. And I'm not really going to go into it right now because it's not really about the character. It's just about, you know, the artwork itself. However, his dad was a scientist, so, you know, you see all these papers and files and things you would see like in an office, you know, floppy disk, regular disk, mouse keyboards, you know, scientists, like, so these are like microscopic images. And so, you know, it just looks like he's reflecting back on his past, and a lot of these, that's what I want. That's what I was going for. People reflecting back on their past. Okay. These are images that I drew for a comic. I still believe that I'm gonna come out with this, but I'm gonna want to update the art because I've, you know, like when you've been drawing, you're constantly getting better, and when you look at your old art, you're just like, I can do that better, and this is something I believe I want to do a little bit better. But yeah, this is just a horse and a man on top of the horse, and they're just glaring at a woman who is praying in the distance. And this is a close-up of you know, the man that's on the horse. You notice he's got a lot of jewels just in his hair, his hat. And this is another one of a character I always draw a lot. It's just like probably need to redraw this one. That twist is insane on that. This is another perspective shot that I like to just, you know, draw over and over, because a lot of times a lot of people they just get locked into drawing this eye level type, you know, these eye level type drawings, and from time to time I just like to experiment with perspective, and this was just something I was quickly drawing for, you know, somebody. I really didn't draw it for somebody. Somebody just asked me to draw something, and I just did. And this is a quick doodle that, you know, I elaborated too far on, but basically this guy's getting curb stomped. If you ever seen the movie American History X, that's what's kind of going on. And this gun here is called the Judge. My friend, she was at a shooting range shooting this gun called the Judge, and she really liked it. She told, hey, just draw a picture of me with the Judge, and that's what I did. And another one of my friends said, hey, put me in it too, and I was like, oh, I can't do it now. And, you know, I did, but, you know, I don't think he appreciated how I put him in there, getting curb stomped. This was something that was in my sketchbook. I drew really quickly and believe this was a concept for a video game I was drawing, so it's drawn like really quick. And I don't know, I really like that weapon she has, you know, like the shotgun with the pig's head on it. That's a story I wrote, and that corresponds to the pictures I will be showing next. This is for a comic I was making. Again, just like the one I was saying earlier, probably might want to update the art for this because it kind of is not consistent with the story changes that I've made so far. But those are a couple of my characters. Another one of my characters. I'm not gonna explain the story. Hopefully the pictures might explain so far, because you know there's so many changes. I've just yeah, it's just I don't want to go into it right now. But the way that I do draw my comics, they're kind of weird. I rely on Photoshop. As far as like I'll just draw a bunch of things on a sheet of paper, and like I don't draw the cells out on the paper. What I do is I draw a bunch of images, then I cut those images out and I paste them into Photoshop. I rearrange them in Photoshop, and that allows me, like, you know, if I'm not decided on how big I want one of my cells to be, or if I want to rearrange something or order something differently, I can't do that if I draw the cells on the paper and then, you know, draw the art into each cell individually. So I'd like to just draw my images, cut them out later on Photoshop. To me, it's just you know, saves me a lot. Yeah, I do not like that one. And I do not like that one. Basically, you can see here that somebody's chasing somebody, and somebody else is really afraid. This one's unfinished. Yeah, I don't like that one either. I'm gonna fix that one. And she fell, smacking her face into the ground. where the little story part of that ends. And this right here, yeah. This right here is just me just drawing my characters, trying to get familiar with, you know, their character. I just draw them from time to time and just try to get into their head sometimes. And yeah, that one's unfinished. Some more unfinished work. This is also unfinished, but this is something I did in a series of works where I would just like try and draw like movie posters. Like that's something good that I used to do. It would jog my jog my creative brain to just look at, you know, like movie posters. There's always a story with a movie, so you know your imagination can just go run wild, especially if, you know, I draw something and it looks like it could be a movie. You know, my imagination will just run wild with that. Somebody slipping in the mud. This is me playing around with that perspective again with this hand thing going on. But yeah, I like this one. I should probably do a colored version of that one. And this one, I did this for a friend. It is actually upside down. Should go this way. And this one I drew for a friend, and it's just a angel taking a lady up to heaven. And this is just, you probably might recognize this face from one of the images earlier. That's just me just, I believe this was actually a part of the comic that I was drawing, or I was going to use that sometime, but this is like years ago. I believe I drew this like over 10 years ago. I probably might have to update the art. This was part of another comic I was drawing. Same thing as before. This one's like about 10 years ago. I might have to update this. I don't even know where the story was going, but you know, I was just trying to get something going out, so I would try and force myself to get, you know, art on the paper so I can see what's going on in my head, and maybe, you know, that'll help me further draw the story out. It's just some random art I did for another character. And these are high, I don't want to say, well, I detailed these a lot. These are actually finished. These are for characters on a video game I play called Phantasy Star Online. I was bored and people asked me to draw their characters, and so I did that. And yeah, these are exaggerated perspectives because when somebody just asked me to do something, I just took it as an opportunity to practice with that exaggerated perspective. And the people that I did these for, they really liked them a lot. Thank God they did. This is another picture I did. And this one I was just trying to draw a picture of a real person from memory, but it kind of came out looking anime-ish because I didn't put enough detail in the face. But yeah, another exaggerated perspective of a girl playing guitar in an alleyway. And that's Louis Armstrong. Somebody asked me to draw a picture of Louis Armstrong, and I did. This actually isn't what this actually has a mistake on it, because when you're drawing from real life, what you do not want is these hard lines. You do not want these hard lines. So this, I only drew these hard lines in here so that it would be picked up on a scanner when I went to edit it in Photoshop. But yeah, if you're ever drawing a realistic photo, you do not want these hard lines anywhere. And these are my portraits I drew of some friends I have on Facebook. I just took their pictures one day and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna draw those. Wanted to see how, much I could replicate a, photo. So here's another one. This one was strange because this object here, I did not know it was a dog until I was almost finished drawing it. And I was like, oh, it's a dog. And so when I figured that out, I started putting in these fine details where you can see these hairs right here. And I guess I noticed it was a dog when I saw those whiskers and the shape of that nose there. Do not like this one. I really messed up on the face there. But these are all just practice, practice, practice. There's one there. I'll take it out of here because that glare is killing me. No, I'm not gonna pick it up. Funny thing is, I showed one of these to a kid, and he took it out of the plastic that it was in, and he started taking an eraser to the corner because he thought it wasn't real. And this is the corner he erased off. I freaked out when I saw him doing that, but at the same time, it was very flattering that somebody would, think one of these is not real. But yeah, I draw all of these with this lead pencil here, and people say I'm insane for doing it, but I can't draw with anything else. I love those things. And to end this off, I drew the Dragon Girl. Recently made a video where I was talking about how I was teaching 3rd grade students how to draw art, and one of my students was a girl they called the Dragon Girl, and she was actually one of the best students in the class, and for some reason I just drew this when I was trying to just practice more, and I was actually trying to get better at a process called inking, where you'll take a picture that you have drawn, and then you heavily ink it black so that you can scan it and perhaps like go into Photoshop and edit it there, and scanning this here where you have all this black ink and it's black or white instead of this grayscale that you get from the pencil. This helps you out a lot because you can edit this a lot easier than this. But yeah, that's all I got in my portfolio, and that's all I got for this video. If you like, leave a like. If you don't like, you know what to do, leave a dislike. But yep, that's the end of the video. I'll probably get better on camera.